Hi, this is going to be a sketchbook tour, and it's going to be the tour of this baby that I completed over the course of this summer. I have never actually done a kind of big scale drawing project before with a deadline, but I'm sure this won't be the last time I have to do that, so it was good practice. This is going to be an interactive sketchbook tour, meaning that when there's a page that I want to explain in further depth, I'm going to link it somewhere on the screen and you can check it out by clicking there. This is a Kansan Sketchbook. Where is the logo? Yeah, right there. And I just stuck a bunch of stickers on the front. I thought I would maybe be able to fill up the whole thing. That didn't happen. The stuff we have here is a sticker from the George Washington University when I went on a undergrad guided tour, and here is the original label from this sketchbook that I just cut out. This is from Washington as well, DC, when I went into the Capitol building. And then this one is just another sticker from this book cover. This is from LACMA, where you get this kind of sticker thingy as a ticket, and here's just an old Hungarian stamp. On the first page we have this receipt. This is what I got when I bought this sketchbook. And then on this other page we have this poem that I wrote in glosses. The poem reads, "But every time I want my words to sound right, I would find myself with a script to write, and this lens of yours is tinted because this isn't unscripted." It's about how I think there's this myth or stereotype about artists that is just really easy flowing project when they're doing something, but actually it's usually really precariously thought out and planned. Next up we have this page. I drew these guys just sitting in a train, and I was contemplating maybe making them sort of constant characters throughout this book, but that didn't end up happening. And then here are just some tickets that I use on the buses that I take. On this page we have this quote written in pencil. It says, "Where you used to be, there's a hole in the world." I read this somewhere. I'm not actually sure who said this, but I thought it was like genuinely really lovely. This page has quite a story, so I'm going to make a separate video about it. You can click here to watch it. We have these two pages. I want to start by saying that this was the first page that I ever completed in the sketchbook. It has this girl and the text says 78 cents never stopped us, guess what $1 could do. It is about the payment gap between the sexes and how that's really harmful, I think, to loads of families. And yeah, we have this gal in this colorful clothing and the speech bubble in her hair. The other side, I was going to play around with different hairstyles. I don't actually like the outcome of this, but you know, whatever. This page again has a story that I can explain. This one's going to have a separate video about it, and it's going to be right here. On the other side, I had a drawing that I didn't like on this page, so I ended up taking that out, and I just stuck in some bits and pieces that I doodled that I thought looked nice. And there's stuff on the other side as well. It's a letter that I wrote to one of my friends, and I actually asked back. And then some ladies. This side. Now this side is quite interesting. It's a drawing of these young pals. When I made this, I was watching a lot of Pride and Good Morning Vietnam, the movies, and I really love this concept of kind of like protesters from 65 and 85 kind of coming together. I really like how the line art turned out. Well, this was a really good concept. I really like the idea of making these two people and sticking the Vogue logo on their shirts and just saying more issues than Vogue, but then I think I really rushed it, so I don't like how this turned out. This is just late night doodles that I don't actually mind, and then this is a messy page. This was on the day of the Orlando shooting, so I was kind of a mess and I just put everything that I could possibly think of. Now here I have, first of all, I have these covers somewhere so that they don't smudge. This is a happy birthday wish to some folks. I tweeted this on Twitter back when it was relevant, and yeah, I think it's really cute. I still like this. Here, this page has a poem that I wrote, and I think I'm going to read it out in a separate video that you can watch over there once again. Moving on, I bought some black fabric to make some palazzo short type of things, and here are some outlines and kind of sketches and patterns on how I would do that. And then I was also watching Gossip Girl, so here's a quote from there and just this girl looking up. This is a sketch of I think it's a guy holding his girlfriend. It could be anyone really. I hadn't actually finished this one. Yeah, this page, yeah, this is some black fabric and fabric paint, and this one is kind of, the red lettering is positive thoughts about myself, and the negative thoughts are in blue. And then I did a 21 Pilots logo on this because I thought it would match the aesthetic. On this page we have two women. On this side it's finished pen drawing with some nice line art. I like how this one looks, but I never actually got around to finishing this one. I might turn this into an acrylic painting. These two sketches are the reuse from our hotel rooms in Washington and in San Francisco. This one is with acrylic and the black is some tempera. The colors look really lovely here. I'm not sure about the outlines of this lamp thing. But then on this side it's just a sketch. Once again, I think I might still finish it later on with some acrylics. You can kind of see the Golden Gate Bridge here in the background, and some bushes and a sofa chair. Moving on, we have this lovely collage of Donald Trump. I made this towards the end of June, and it says some shit's gonna go down and I don't think you'll like it, and just, this is everyone's nightmare. He's a monster, look at that face. And also he's crushing some people. So yeah, I think that represents him pretty well. This one is a collage that I have the making of filmed. It's really just this picture I cut out and kind of made into fake Polaroids with these Zentangles, and it says 16 years in the making because, yeah, that's literally me. This side was kind of a prop that I used for the talent and skill video that I made. On this page, she is a Korean singer. Her name is CL, and I was listening to her music and I just sketched her out because her Instagram posts are really pretty. And this is a paper bag that I got from Fornetti. It's like a bakery essentially. So there's that. It's just stuck in, so it could kind of function as an envelope, I guess. In one of the sketchbook tours that I've been watching, the artist was saying that if she ever thought she was too good, she should just look at that drawing of hers, and this is the same for me. I got some new Copic markers when I was doing this sketch, and then I did the outlines really nice with markers, and then I didn't know how to use Copics, so it's left off as it is. It's yeah, it's not nice, but once again, it's fine. And on the other side, I was practicing kind of the ombre or like layover effect on how to mix colors in Copics. Next up, there's this lovely collage of this guy. Actually, it's not one person, it's made out of different pieces of paper, and there are some texts from a Washington guidebook that I cut out and stuck as a background, and then he's just dapping. On this side we have a sort of diary entry that I wrote on the 4th of July. We were staying at this motel in Monterey in California, and it was really loud and people were being rude and drunk, so I wrote about that and just painted over it. This page I quite like. It's all acrylics of this guy looking up, and I really love the white outlines here. I think that makes it really nice, and I have some pieces of fabric and some thread stuck on it. Once again, some stuff I wrote in the US. It's not really a diary entry, it's like an angsty note that I wrote, and then I realized that it was quite dumb, and it's actually this doodle of this girl. I made this last night over it, so it kind of covers the text. I love this one. These are just some nothings. I doodled these ladies on a plane from Washington to London. I like how they look. These are just some sketches and notes to myself. This one is a charcoal drawing I did of Arden Rose, the YouTuber you might know, because she's, you know, she's angelic, she's really pretty. I never actually used that white smudging pencil here. I only use my fingers to smudge the outlines and soften them. It looks lovely, I think. It turned out pretty well. And then this is once again a collage with an acrylic background that I thought would fit with Arden's aesthetic, kind of. On the next page, once again a charcoal drawing. This one is of Savannah Brown, another YouTuber. I did use this smudging pencil here. I'm not quite pleased with how the proportions turned out, but the shading and like shadowing still looks nice here, so that's great. Also, I'm quite proud of the sunglasses. I've never really liked drawing glasses because I just have no idea what to do with them, but this one was nice. And here is a doodle I made yesterday. The kind of shiny hair effect looks pretty nice here. The ends didn't turn out quite nice, but that's fine. I was watching some Doodle Oddle when I made these girls, kind of once again inspired by her. These are with metallic pencils, and then this one is just a lady with some roses over her body. These are quite a few doodles. I was feeling really jet lagged when I made this, and I was up really early in the morning, and all I felt like doing was drawing. So here are some John Bellion lyrics. On this side, it's not really visible what's here, but essentially you can see these outlines of geometrical shapes, and the text says "cringe, a visual," and it's sort of an illustration of how I feel when I cringe. It's like the back of my mind retracts itself from its original shape to like a tiny piece. I think it's something that I want to make an acrylic print of. That might happen sooner or later. Here are some legs that I made using references. Then the other page is this painting with acrylics that you have probably seen a video of. There is actually this series called Who in the sketchbook. When I would kind of have enough of people, I would draw a bunch of folks. This one is made with one single line with this red ballpoint pen. You can see the faces pretty well. I think it's really interesting to use one line to make so many different people. It's definitely something fun. Here are some characters that I was trying out. This one here is this guy. When I first made this, I thought that he definitely looked old, but now I'm not actually sure. I didn't use any reference for this. I literally just went ahead and did this weird shaped head, and I'm really pleased with how this looks. I'm so happy with this. This one's something I wanted to talk about as well, so I'm going to make a separate video on this one as well that you can see somewhere here. Just some heart doodles. I got a new watercolor paint from Winsor & Newton that I was trying out and sort of mixing with my other older watercolors, and this is kind of to symbolize heartstrings, while this one is a bleeding heart. There's a lot of text and imagery on this page, so I'm going to make a different video that you can check out here. I'm going to explain what's written here and how it all kind of comes together. This one is a cutout of a McDonald's paper bag that I stuck in, and once again a Savannah Brown, inspired by one of her Instagram posts. I just changed the clothing and made the hair a bit longer, I think. Next up, I was playing around with faces and putting highlights on the hair, and then I wrote some notes to myself. Here is another piece of my Hue series. I'm quite happy with this one. I think that these, you know, just outlines look really nice. I think you can really see that these are all really similar, but the whole effect looks quite cool in my opinion. This lady I made while we were having a family movie night. I didn't actually think too much about it, which is probably why it turned out very nice. Another Who piece. This page is made with the watercolor crayon that I got, and this was made using the reference of one of my friends, Angeli, and I kind of have this like demonic look by not having the eyeballs made. This is another one of my friends, Maritza. This is just such a lovely picture that she sent me that I could draw all paint with the same watercolor crayon, and yeah, I'm really in love with the whole facial expression thing here, and the space buns are really cute as well. Well, not poster designs, but two things that I kind of made as posters. This one just says something is fishy. We have a fish goes in a net, and with a spelling mistake it says, to meet the enormous demand, the fishing industry uses huge nets. For every pound of fish food, up to 5 pounds of untargeted fish and mammals are trapped. This is called bykill or bycatch. On this side it says, less is more. A plant-based diet requires 1/18 of the land needed for a regular diet. I just pointed out my spelling mistake here. This isn't based off of anyone. I didn't actually use any references here. I'm not sure about these stripes on her face, but I like the whole outcome, and once again demonic and empty eyes. Originally with this page I intended to make something entirely different than what it turned out to be, because as I was kind of wiping the whole page off, a bit of my nail polish landed on the page, and I kind of got angry and started like rubbing my nails on this page, and then I wrote all the lies that they write on nail polishes that are mostly not true. This one is a bunch of figures that I drew when I was over at my friend's house, and I think it's really fun to draw without using actual heads and hands, and just it kind of makes the whole process easier, and I think it's easier to practice body positions. And the text that I wrote here says 6,574 hours. That's a lot of hours to be terrified, and it's only the beginning. it's about an unwanted pregnancy, and it's just, yeah, it's just something that's, I think, is about pro-choice. Another who piece in here. The other day I took all of my colored pencils that I own and started sketching out faces. This one here is this guy dancing or just striking a pose in 70s clothing and flares. I just remembered that flares exist the day I was doing this, and I thought that I would have to draw them, so there's that. This is a collage that doesn't quite have a meaning to me personally. Here in this corner I did some Blackout Poetry. It reads, "The originally beautiful but gender-defying industry followed his life." It just says, "My fair lady." Here the text is, "Whitewash more heads." And, well, this just comes up, okay. The next one is this diary entry that I wrote a few days back. It looks really good overall, I think. Page. Look at this kind of says how I was feeling that night. This page I only completed yesterday. I kind of thought about this, that NASA was being quite nosy out there in space, so I made this logo, and the O doesn't really fit with the rest of the lettering, but that's okay. And on the very last page, I have this hand that I really like. I'm not even sure where I have it from. It's a magazine cutout, and I didn't really know what to do with it. I wanted it to be here, and I felt like, as a warning for anyone who leaves this video and the sketchbook as it is, it's just saying beware. That is about it for this sketchbook tour. Thank you so much for watching. You can leave a comment telling me which one was your favorite page, and I'm going to see you soon. Goodbye!